anyway. Hold on, them hoes don't stay on the ass side of town in Montgomery and got a audacity to keep on writing motherfucking status about me. Bitch, y'all hoes live like Mexicans in 2 bedrooms. In a 2-bedroom. Leave me the fuck alone, bitch. Leave me the fuck alone. Get you some money. That nigga can't be getting you no money because you always talking about me. Typing about me. Everything you saying is about me. Ring around rose and face looking ass. Fuck on, bitch. Go clean up with your nasty ass. From my understanding, you don't even clean up, bitch, because you that nasty. Gas tank on E, begging ass, crybaby ass, bitch. And I'm by myself, ho. I don't need nobody no combat with me, bitch. I'm by myself. I always be by myself. Always by myself. That's all the thing. When you see me, you gonna see me by myself with that big old pistol that ain't got them pistol lights for. But bitches like you just wanna like they wanna play with me, bitch. Your mama gonna be sitting around here writing out your obituary if you fuck with me, bitch, and you come out motherfucking way. That's on Pam, bitch. Your mammy gonna write out your obituary, bitch. Now play with me. Sit over there and listen to all that bullshit you want to them lies. Play with me. Watch what the fuck I do, bitch. And I ain't just talking, bitch. I know everything I'm saying, bitch. Your mammy gonna write your obituary out. You cheap ass hoe. Hoe claim she stay where to Birmingham, but always on Facebook every day typing about me. Throwing shade out about me like ain't nobody gonna come back and tell me what that hoe saying. Go sit in the real stylish chair. And stop letting that hoe play in your head with them ugly $30 and $40 ass hairdo that you be getting. Hair discounted ass bitch. That what the fuck you need to fucking do. Now let me get off live and go entertain and do what the fuck I was finna do. Cause this hoe right here ain't talking about nothing. She dead ugly. I'm so tired of entertaining.
A month before the shooting, 32-year-old Erica Reese went live on Facebook and made sure everyone heard exactly how she felt about Katina Davis. This was not a private argument. This was not a message sent behind closed doors. Erica spoke directly to the camera and openly threatened Katina. She claimed Katina kept talking about her online and said she was tired of seeing her name in posts and comments. Then she took things much further. Erica told viewers she had a gun. She said if she crossed paths with Katina, she was ready to use it. She warned her repeatedly and made it clear she was not joking. The video quickly spread across social media. Friends watched it. Family members watched it. People shared clips and talked about it online. What should have been a warning became entertainment. Nobody called the police. Nobody stepped in. Nobody realized they were watching the beginning of a deadly story. Erica Reese and Katina Davis had known each other for years. At some point, both women became involved with the same man. What started as jealousy turned into resentment. Resentment turned into public arguments. Public arguments turned into social media attacks. The feud became bigger with every post. Friends carried information between them. Screenshots spread through Facebook. Insults moved back and forth. Neither woman wanted to be the one who backed down. The conflict lasted for weeks and eventually reached a point where people around them knew there was serious tension. Then, Erica's Facebook Live changed everything. The argument was no longer about social media. Now, there were threats involving a gun. About 30 days after Erica's Facebook Live, both women were out on the same Saturday night. Erica was with friends. Katina was at a local club with her boyfriend. The same man many people believed was at the center of the feud. According to people who were there, Katina spent most of the evening inside the club. One of her friends, Brittany, later said Katina seemed nervous and unusually quiet. At the time, nobody knew how important Brittany's observations would become. As the night continued, Erica learned where Katina and her boyfriend were. Instead of ignoring the information, she headed to the club. The threats that had once been posted online were no longer staying on social media. According to witness accounts that later circulated online, Erica remained outside the club for nearly 45 minutes. She did not go inside. Instead, she stayed in the parking lot, waiting. That 45-minute period would later become one of the most discussed parts of the case. During that time, word began spreading through the club that Erica was outside. Before long, people were warning Katina about what was happening. Some witnesses later claimed Erica had a gun. Others claimed she had been talking about confronting Katina and her boyfriend. Those claims were never fully confirmed by police, but they quickly became part of the story people were telling after the shooting. What many people did not know at the time was that Brittany would later post a video describing what she believed was about to happen that night. According to Brittany, she became worried as soon as she realized Erica was outside. She said she repeatedly tried to convince Katina to stay away and avoid any confrontation because she felt something bad was coming. In her later video, Brittany claimed she could see the tension building long before the first shot was fired. She said she begged Katina to leave, return inside, or stay away from the situation altogether, but the night kept moving forward. As more people learned that Erica was outside, concern began spreading through the crowd. Friends on both sides understood that the feud had reached a dangerous point. The question was whether anyone could stop what was about to happen. Eventually, Katina decided to leave. She walked toward the parking lot with her boyfriend. Several friends stayed close because they were worried about what might happen once they got outside. At the same time, Erica was still there. According to witnesses, she appeared focused on finding Katina. Some later claimed she had spent part of the night talking about confronting Katina and her boyfriend. The tension that had been building for weeks was now only a few steps away from becoming a direct confrontation. According to Brittany's later account, she continued trying to warn Katina. She said she knew the situation was becoming dangerous and feared the feud was about to turn violent. Other witnesses later claimed Erica's friends did not fully understand how serious the situation had become. Some reportedly believed the threats were just talk and never expected anyone to actually get hurt. That assumption would prove deadly. As Katina and her boyfriend prepared to leave, witnesses said Erica suddenly appeared from another area of the parking lot. She was shouting and looking toward the club entrance. What she did not realize was that Katina had already come outside. The two women were now face to face. What happened next became one of the most disputed parts of the entire case. According to Brittany and several people who supported Katina, Erica approached while armed and raised a gun first. Brittany later claimed everything happened so quickly that nobody had time to react. Others questioned that version of events and argued that important details were still missing. Police never publicly confirmed every claim being made online, which left room for debate and speculation. But everyone agreed on one thing. Seconds later, gunfire erupted across the parking lot. People ran for cover. Others dropped to the ground. The feud that had started with jealousy, social media arguments, and public threats had finally exploded into violence. When the shooting stopped, 32-year-old Erica Reese was lying on the ground with a fatal gunshot wound. An adult man had also been shot and suffered life-threatening injuries. An adult woman was wounded as well, but survived. The parking lot instantly became a crime scene. Emergency calls flooded dispatchers as frightened witnesses tried to explain what had just happened. Within minutes, police officers arrived near East Patton Avenue and found a scene filled with confusion, fear, and unanswered questions. As investigators began interviewing witnesses, one thing became clear. This was not a random shooting. Detectives quickly learned about the history between Erica and Katina. They learned about the Facebook Live video, the public threats, the weeks of hostility, and the events that led both women to the same place that night. Investigators collected witness statements, reviewed surveillance footage, and worked to reconstruct the final moments before the shooting. The answers they found would shape the entire case. The next question was no longer who had fired the shots. The question was whether this was murder, self-defense, or something in between. The shooting on East Patton Avenue was over in seconds, but the investigation started immediately. Police officers secured the area and began talking to witnesses, while crime scene investigators searched for every piece of evidence. Yellow tape surrounded the street as flashing lights covered the neighborhood. Erica Reese was dead. Unlike many homicide cases, police did not spend weeks searching for a suspect. Witnesses were already pointing investigators in one direction. As detectives gathered statements, a picture of the night began to form. They learned that this was not a random act of violence between strangers. The people involved knew each other. There had been tension for a long time. Detectives reviewed witness accounts, examined the crime scene, and collected physical evidence. The investigation moved quickly. Before the day was over, police announced an arrest. 31-year-old Katina Davis was taken into custody and booked into the Montgomery County Detention Facility. The charges were serious. Police charged Davis with murder for the death of Erica Reese. She was also charged with first-degree assault for the critically injured male victim. She was additionally charged with second-degree assault for the injured female victim. The case that had been discussed all over social media was now officially in the hands of the criminal justice system. The online feud was over. The courtroom battle was about to begin. As news of the arrest spread across Montgomery, people wanted to know one thing. What evidence did police have? Investigators did not release every detail publicly, but several important facts were already known. Multiple people had witnessed the confrontation. Police had statements from individuals who were present before, during, and after the shooting. Investigators also knew about the history between the women. The public Facebook Live video quickly became one of the most discussed pieces of evidence connected to the case. In that video, Erica Reese openly spoke about carrying a gun and made threatening remarks toward a woman many people believed was Katina Davis. The video had already been shared across social media long before detectives started examining it. Police also looked into reports that the feud had continued online through posts, comments, and indirect messages. As more details became public, another story began spreading across the city. People started sharing the account given by Brittany, a friend of Katina Davis who claimed she witnessed the shooting. Her statements quickly went viral. According to Brittany, she had watched events unfold outside the club before the shooting happened. She claimed people had been talking about threats. She claimed Erica had been waiting outside. She claimed friends knew trouble was coming. Most importantly, she claimed the shooting happened only after Erica allegedly raised a gun first. Brittany repeatedly described the situation as kill or be killed. Her version of events spread rapidly online because it painted a very different picture from the one many people initially believed. Instead of an unprovoked attack, her account suggested self-defense. That immediately divided public opinion. Some people believed her, others did not. Some argued she was simply protecting her friend. Others said she was telling the truth about what she witnessed. The debate became intense. But despite all the arguments online, Brittany's statements were not a verdict. They were one witness account among many. The final decision would belong to a jury, not social media. After the arrest, another major development grabbed attention. The court set Katina Davis's bond at $1,545,000. The amount reflected the seriousness of the charges. A murder charge alone can lead to extremely high bond amounts. When combined with 2 assault charges involving gunshot victims, the total became even larger. For many people, that number suggested Davis would remain in jail for a long time while awaiting trial. But then something happened that surprised almost everyone following the case. A bond hearing was scheduled, and the outcome changed everything. Inside the courtroom, lawyers presented arguments about whether the original bond amount was appropriate. The prosecution opposed lowering the bond. From their perspective, the charges were severe. 1 person was dead. 2 others had been shot. The state believed the original amount reflected the seriousness of the allegations. The defense argued differently. Defense attorneys pushed for a reduction. They asked the court to reconsider the amount and allow Davis a more realistic opportunity to secure release while awaiting trial. District Judge Pamela Higgins listened to both sides. After reviewing the arguments, she made a decision that immediately became headline news. The murder bond was reduced from $1.5 million to $150,000. The 2 assault bonds remained unchanged. Together, those assault charges carried an additional $45,000. The ruling dramatically lowered the amount Davis needed to address before leaving custody. News of the decision spread quickly. Many people were stunned. Some community members questioned how someone accused of murder could receive such a significant reduction. Others pointed out that bond is not supposed to determine guilt or innocence. Its purpose is to ensure a defendant appears in court while preserving legal rights before trial. The debate continued across Montgomery. Meanwhile, the case itself moved forward. One question continued appearing online. Did Katina Davis ever confess? The answer is simple. No public record shows Davis confessing to murder. No publicly released court document contains a confession. No official statement from law enforcement has announced that Davis admitted criminal wrongdoing. That became important because many social media posts treated rumors as facts. People repeated claims without evidence. Others mixed witness statements with proven facts. As the story spread online, the line between verified information and speculation became increasingly blurred. What officially existed were criminal charges. Months passed, then more months passed, and the case still did not reach a trial date. People expected courtroom updates, but hearings kept getting delayed and nothing moved toward a final decision. The charges stayed active, and the case remained open without resolution. Erica Reese's family kept waiting for answers, while Katina Davis continued facing murder and assault charges during the ongoing process. During this time, another past incident connected to the Reese family was recalled in public discussion. In Statesboro, friends and neighbors had once gathered for a vigil after Eric Reese was shot and killed at his apartment complex. At that gathering, people spoke about the need to stop violence after a 17-year-old suspect was taken into custody. Family members said he was an innocent bystander and that the shooting happened in the wrong place at the wrong time. That earlier loss was brought up again as people followed the new case, because it showed how the family had already faced a similar tragedy before. Years after the shooting, people still search for updates. Many expect to find a verdict. Many expect to find sentencing information. Many expect to find a completed trial. But according to the latest publicly available information, no final trial outcome has been publicly reported. No conviction has been publicly announced. The criminal case remains without a publicly known final resolution. That reality frustrates many people who have followed the story from the beginning. They watched the threats. Yet the final chapter remains unwritten in public records. And even now, one question still remains open for everyone who followed this case from the start. What do you think should matter more in cases like this? Past online threats, or what actually happened in those final seconds?